pocket can't move. Diving in front for the goal. Possession and scores! Down the goal.
Black Sports Network presents the Major League Lacrosse Game of the Week. Today, live from Denver Broncos Stadium at Mile High, it's the 7-4 Denver Outlaws playing host to the 9-2 Dallas Rattlers. Hello, everyone, and welcome inside the stadium. I'm Ron Zwerin, along with longtime Denver Outlaw great Brian Langtree. And Brian, today it's going to be a game of first. We're going to see a lot of rookies, and we're also going to see the first ever player from Japan playing in a Major League Lacrosse game.
Yeah, it promises to be a pretty exciting affair, no doubt. I'd like to keep an eye on Ben Reeves, to be honest with you. I think Ben Reeves is going to be the difference in this game for the Rattlers. An outstanding attackman. He can go left-handed and right. He's a big guy. In past games this year, Jordan Wolf has been there, so he hasn't had to carry as much. I expect him to be carrying quite a bit from the wing. He's got a really quick shot off the dodge. He takes it top side and is able to leverage a lot of power from those wrists, being that he's such a big, strong guy. So there's an example of it right there on camera. And then for the Outlaws, Chris Cloutier. There's not really words to say exactly what he's been doing. I don't know how. The guy's come in and scored 36 points already. About 13, I think he's 13 points away from breaking the rookie record. Left-handed, big guy, uses leverage, inside rolls like right here. Manages to play the angles really well. So these two guys are going to be guys to look for in this game.
So you start looking at that, Chris Cloutier. I mean, Cloutier's been playing unbelievable lacrosse. I mean, have you ever seen anything like that in all your years playing? Some guy who just took the league by storm like that?
You know, it does happen quite a bit, actually. I mean, not to his level, but I do remember guys like Brendan Mundorf coming in, and nobody really expected him to do what he did. Drew Westervelt also did something pretty similar here for the Outlaws. When you come right out of college, you've been playing constantly, you're in really good shape, so that's, it leads to better play.
And we have a first in Major League Lacrosse. Kazuki Iwamoto is going to be playing between the pipes for the Denver Outlaws. Has never played in a Major League Lacrosse game, although he was Jack Cowley's backup the first time these two teams met. And then on the other side, his counterpart is going to be Blaze Reardon, who has a 2-2 record. 47 goals against, 11.3 goals against average, saving just around 61%. We're going to see a lot of new players here today as Dallas wins the opening faceoff and right down the gut with a shot, and that goes wide, and Denver was backing it up, and they'll get that back as Drew Semino wins the opening faceoff for the Dallas Rattlers. He was taking on Zachary Malillo, the product out of Marquette, getting his first start.
Rattlers, nice ride right there, get the ball right back. Zach Greer with the takeaway.
Haven't seen Zach Greer playing in a Major League Lacrosse game for a number of years. Longtime Denver Outlaw, played indoor for a number of years.
Just retired from indoor, that is, obviously.
Here's Jordan McIntosh on the backside, being picked up by Hawkins. He flips things over.
Trying a little underneath pick slip there on the far wing.
Ryan McNamara with a shot, and that one goes wide. And here's our first look at number 25, Ben Reeves, the Tewaaraton winner out of Yale, national championship winner. This guy is a pretty impressive guy on and off the field. McNamara tried to find Rannigan, and that was a pass that was low and wide, and turnover, and Outlaws are going to get their first chance to see their first possession. So when you start looking at these two teams, the Dallas Rattlers played against the Denver Outlaws second week of the season. They won that game in overtime. And Denver has been on a tear after starting off 1-4. You start looking at Denver offensively, what are some of the things that Denver needs to do today in order to dictate against this Dallas team?
Well, again, I mean, you're talking about the season as a whole, and this game is going to be quite different since a lot of guys are not playing in this game for both teams. It's just the nature of this league. It's who at the end of the year is playing best. The Outlaws have been the best team in the league for the last 6 or 7 weeks. So, attack-wise, Cloutier, I'm sure will be a factor. Kavanaugh, Law is always a factor. But guys like Lamar Dennis, I'd like to see him have a big game, and Schlosser right off the post there.
That shot by Schlosser rang off the crossbar. Dallas was nearest to the end line backs it up, and Greer will reset for Dallas.
I think we're going to see some Ben Reeves dodging from X, pushing this near side here, and going left hand trying to get top side on his man. Because he's being covered by a lefty, so that lends itself up. I guess maybe now you keep that defender likes to switch his hands.
Cormody tried to find Brannigan, and that's now 2 times in a row that Brannigan has been unable to pick up a pass.
Yeah, it's been pretty sloppy so far, but I think that's what you'd expect with so many new guys on the field.
When there are so many new guys on the field, usually take 47 minutes after quarter.
Group of guys that you have, to be honest, you'll see this game which guys are ready to step up to prime time and which guys just probably won't have a long career in the league.
Well, number 4, who has it now, Peter Connolly. He's playing in his first game. The Duke product comes down the far side, gets jumped there by Donnie Moss, keeps bodying it up, and he'll move it around. There's a dive and a shot and a goal by Eric Law.
Well, Conley with a nice play on that backside. He drew the double, backed his way into Donnie Moss until he became a little bit of a threat. Caused a slide to not commit completely, but to step a step over, and then flips it to the backside to Law. And then with the ability to jump in, the dive across the crease in this league, Eric Law is able to just box out his defender and thrust his body across the front of the crease. Something you wouldn't see in the college game because you're not allowed to dive into the crease anymore.
You'd like to have that rule changed?
Oh, I think it makes it a lot more thrilling.
That was part of your game.
Oh, absolutely.
Your game was all about the dive. Procedure called on Semino. Denver wins the faceoff. 1-0 here in the early going. 11:19 left to play. Here's Hawkins back things out for Denver, and they'll set things up with Schlosser up top.
Cloutier's got a short stick on him.
Moss is checking Cloutier. Cloutier drives goal line extended.
I've been covered by Moss. He's a strong, athletic guy. He's going to be tough to get around.
There's Connolly again. Over to Kavanaugh up top. Kavanaugh being checked by Matt Dunn. To Law, inside feed, shot by Balestri around the back.
Nice play by Law, getting that ball in and out of his stick so quickly.
Denver gets a fresh shot clock. Here's Conley. Trying to play the 2-man game with Schlosser. Now he'll deal up top. Drops it up over to Kavanaugh. Up top, off to Schlosser. And Schlosser with the speed.
A lot of picking going on right now for the Outlaws. I'm a big fan of that.
You're not?
I am a big fan of that.
What do you like about the pick game that Denver hasn't typically run a lot this season? They've been more of a move the ball kind of a team as Denver gets a goal with, it looks like, Eric Law getting his second of the game.
Well, I know we've been harping on this already and the game just started, but with so many new guys in defensively, it forces them to talk a lot. And they're going to have to work through and communicate through picks, which maybe they're not used to doing. And it's a good way when you haven't played with a bunch of guys for that long. You can just all hop out and you know the way to play, right?
We're going to go to break as you get a chance to look at the rookie, Chris Cloutier, getting his first goal of the game. Denver has a 2-0 lead.
We built this cleat for the player who works tirelessly, day in and day out. We built it for the player who pushes their body to the limits, all to get that extra step. We built it for the player who wants speed. We built it for her.
In 2015, New York sat atop the lacrosse world. 2016 was the year of the Outlaws. And 2017 saw a takeover by the machine. Who will get their hands on the Seinfeld Trophy in 2018? Find out on August 18th when the new MLL champion is crowned in Charleston, South Carolina. Tickets are on sale now at MajorLeagueLacrosse.com. Major League Lacrosse on LAC Sports Network is brought to you by Coca-Cola and by Powerade.
The 2018 Major League Lacrosse Championship game is set for Saturday, August 18th at MUSC Health Stadium in Charleston, South Carolina. Who will hoist the Steinfeld Trophy as the 2018 MLL champions? Be there in person to find out. Face-off for the championship game is set for 7 p.m. Eastern Time. For tickets and information, go to MajorLeagueLacrosse.com today. There's our first look at Denver's head man, B.J. O'Hara. Led this team to 2 championships. His counterpart was a former teammate of yours.
Yeah, Bill Warder, teammate for the Bridgeport Barrage. The great Bridgeport Barrage. I think we won 1 game in 2 years. It was miserable. Lost a lot of overtime games, though. So we have that.
Well, these are 2 teams that are on the opposite side of that. They are accustomed to winning and winning a lot. Before Dallas was the Dallas Rattlers, they were the Rochester Rattlers, and they were always a factor come championship weekend. Greer up top with a shot that goes wide, and Kaizuki Iwamoto makes his first save in a Major League Lacrosse game.
I think that might have got knocked down before it got to him, Ron.
All right, so we'll save his. Well, that's all right. We'll save it. We'll save it.
I don't want to give him credit yet. You know, we got to keep him
You got to earn
honest.
it.
Yeah.
You got to earn it this league. Here's Nick Tintle. He's had a heck of a season for the Denver Outlaws. That was one of their question marks coming into this season. Who was going to be running things in transition? He has stepped up fine.
He's aggressive. I notice he throws a lot of those one-handed wrap checks.
Eric Law, who already has 1 goal in the game, being checked by Jordan Stevens, playing the 2-man game with Cloutier. Here's Cloutier, driving on his man, draws the double, and is able to run away from trouble.
Cloutier makes you slide just because of his shoulder tilt. He leans into you, and he's so big and strong, and he can shoot it with his wrist. So all he has to do is get his stick head around you, and he's got a good shot, just like that first goal that he scored. Blaze Reardon, flashbacks to the Albany days when he scored a goal. And I think it was a semifinal.
It was. Drops it off for Neer.
Or a quarterfinal. One of those.
The
All
Notre
right.
Dame product, yep.
Here we go.
Ben Reeves off to Neer. Dealing from behind against Romar Dennis, and he shoots, and that one goes wide. So Iwamoto, with a nice move there to come out and challenge Neer, still has not made a save.
Got to test this guy, right?
You get a rookie who's never seen Major League Lacrosse action, you want to start hitting him with some heat early, you would think. Radzwicks, who is also a rookie, he shoots, lands in the crease, and Denver's going to get the ball back. So early on, Dallas has been a little bit out of sync offensively, whereas Denver has been spending an awful lot of time setting things up and working from X. Denver normally likes to initiate from up top, but with so many players who are out.
You know, the Rattlers have had a few good looks at the goal. I mean, that one on the wing where the shot didn't get through, that was a nice ball movement. Greer swung it to the backside, open shot. That dive right there, similar to what Eric Law did, but Eric Law put it in the goal. So, I mean, it's a game of inches. Got to finish. That's what it's all about. And there's another pick.
Kavanaugh and Conley playing the 2-man game. Kavanaugh goes across field feed, and there's a goal from Eric Law. So Eric Law has 2 goals, Cloutier has 1, and the Denver Outlaws have a 3-0 lead.
Just another example of a short stick getting matched up with an attackman, and Donnie Moss is in trouble right here. They see it right away, they go, and Eric Law just so great around the crease. He's got great left hand and right hand. He's able to swing around and find that open space, and it doesn't matter. He's comfortable on both sides, so he always cashes in on those. Great high lacrosse IQ player.
Back to the face-off X. Semino is the beneficiary from an early procedure move by Melillo. And Dallas will get another crack at it. Still looking for their first goal. Trying to solve the product out of Japan. You
got it. That's it. I think that's it.
Kaz, yeah, it's funny. The team member was just call him Kaz. Good guy. Had a chance to catch up with him last night. Asked him if he was nervous going into his first game, and he said, "No, not really. I'm just gonna go out there and see it and just play loose. No sense in being nervous. Not gonna help me any." Denver with numbers, pushing things up. There's an inside feed that just goes wide as Eric Law was cutting across the goal mouth.
Yeah, it's a good play if the pass is a good pass, right? I mean, it's a fast break. The low guy was kind of napping. Eric Law swung front side, was open, but the pass just wasn't there.
It's a hot day today here in the Mile High City, probably around 95 degrees at game time. Maybe a little bit hotter down on the field. You've played on this field a number of times in the heat. For an away team, have you noticed how that kind of wears on guys in the third and fourth quarter?
Yeah, we always had a very good record at home. The Outlaws have to have one of the best home records in the game.
They do.
It's got to have something to do with the altitude, right? Oh, there's a goal.
That was a knuckler that gets by Iwamoto, and Dallas is on the board for the first time today. As we get a chance to take a look at that goal, there was the shot by Bachlet that just sort of knuckled and went over Kaz's head. And now it is 3-1 Denver coming right back.
Cascade has been the most trusted helmet in lacrosse. Introducing the Cascade S. The pinnacle of protection, comfort, and vision. Cascade, passion to protect.
Gone into a locker room at 2-6.
You're almost thinking that the season's over.
Back-to-back weeks now that Denver surrendered 20-plus goals, and they will have to clean things up if they want to turn this season around.
I didn't think we were going to really get to the playoffs. No one thought we would make it to the championship.
This could be the beginning of something pretty special for the Denver Outlaws.
And that's it! For the second time in 3 years, Denver does it!
In 2015, New York sat atop the lacrosse world. 2016 was the year of the Outlaws. And 2017 saw a takeover by the machine. Who will get their hands on the Steinfeld Trophy in 2018? Find out on August 18th when the new MLL champion is crowned in Charleston, South Carolina. Tickets are on sale now at MajorLeagueLacrosse.com.
This is how the 2018 World Championships ended, as Tommy Schreiber gets the game winner at the buzzer, and the United States captures the World Championship over Canada 4 years ago here in Denver. Canada was able to knock off the U.S. team. And back here in Denver, there are a number of players for the Denver Outlaws who are not here today because they were playing in those World Games in Netanya, Israel. For USA, Jack Kelly, who hurt his knee. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Drew Snyder, Westberg, Courier, Gilray, Ward, and Max Adler. And then the Rattlers are also a little depleted as well, as Crotty Galloway, Joel White, Jordan Wolf, mainstays of this team. Really the hub and spoke of this team are out. They're also missing Stats, Thompson. 7 players in all for the Rattlers. 8 players in all for the Denver Outlaws. A lot of firepower, not in this game. So to your point, Brian, it's an opportunity for young guys who are stars in their own right in college to get an opportunity to show what they can do in this league.
Absolutely. I'd like to see Ben Reeves do a little bit more right now. Every time he gets it, he's just kind of just moving the ball along. I've watched him play for years in college, and he's an initiator. He can go to the goal.
He's being checked by Finn Sullivan, who's had a nice young career for the Denver Outlaws.
Hofstra guy?
Yep.
Yeah. These guys are always really smart.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Super smart.
And attractive.
They call the Hofstra the Harvard of Hofstra.
That's right.
That's right.
Harvard of Hempstead. Here we go, right now. Good time to go. Let's see it.
Reeves checked by Sullivan. He'll
There it
initiate.
is.
Nice.
Shot on the run. Boom.
And a goal.
God, I'm good.
Yeah. Don't you hate it when you're right?
No, it's just...
I mean, that was talk about a stutter step move. I mean,
Look, notice right, he gets a step, and he's so quick at shooting the ball off the step. Once he gets his right shoulder past the defenseman, he's able to use his wrists. He doesn't even have to bring his arms back too far. Watch. Boom. He just snaps his wrists so hard. He must have really strong arms. Must work out.
Andy Iwamoto wasn't quick enough to stop that. It was the initial move from the end line that had Sullivan just thinking that he was maybe going to take it back towards X. And he was just shifty and did a little split dodge and was off to the races.
Yeah, Sullivan should have been shading him more upfield and let him go to X. Because that's what he likes to do. He likes to go top side. I haven't seen him go underneath quite as much.
Dallas wins another faceoff, as Melillo has been struggling in the early going against the more seasoned Drew Simino.
Go again. Right now. Greer should get through. A lot of room there. The slides are all high. So that's a good time to go.
Here's Ryan McNamara. Checked by Tintle. Comes down the alley. Tintle with the overhead check.
Backside, wide open. A little late.
Feed down behind.
Here it comes again. Turn that corner.
Zach Greer with the inside roll. Tries to feed it across. And that one pops out of his stick, and Tintle comes away with it.
Double.
Tintle gets double teamed. Loses it for just a moment. Now it's picked up by Sexton. Sexton has numbers. There's a shot from Reeves, and that's saved by Iwamoto.
Is that the first save?
That's his second
save.
Solid save, though. We should say that's his first because it's much better looking. Big shot by Simon is turned away by Reardon. There's a race to the end line, and Dallas was there just seconds earlier, and Moss is going to clear it. Long feed over to McIntosh, and he'll come over the timeline. Reeves again, moving things around over to Bachlet. Chris Bachlet, longtime Denver Outlaw. Quickest postseason goal in history. Just 19 seconds in when he was a member of the Denver Outlaws when they won their championship back in 2014.
Yeah, it'll be a nice compliment to Reeves. He's an excellent off-ball shooter, finding space, nice overhand shot.
Here's Brian Cormandy, local Denver product, with a shot, another knuckleball. That one jumps over, and Sullivan's there to pick it up.
Not a very high percentage shot. Going underneath and bringing your stick back to your left hand where you don't even have, there's not much angle to shoot at, and his body was going towards the back of the goal.
Situations like that, you'd like to see him just clear it back out through X or just turn it around.
They had just been getting some momentum, you know. It seemed like the last couple possessions, things were starting to click a little bit. They don't want to throw it away.
Denver with some new offensive firepower coming in. Here's Cloutier as he drives in, loses possession, falls in the crease, and Reardon will reset for the Rattlers.
I like that defense right there. John Madursky. Looks like a size advantage for Cloutier, but Modersky noticed that Cloutier, when he backs in, sometimes he extends his stick out a little bit wide. He doesn't keep it tight to his body. There's Reeves again. Reeves is starting to go.
Reeves is a big guy.
I'd say he's going to have a great career in this league, but I don't think it's going to work out at all. It sounds like he's got bigger things to do.
This guy, I mean, he is about as oh, there's a shot that rings off the pipe.
He's got some science.
There's a whistle, and looks like there's a TV timeout, and we're going to head to break. Denver has a 3-2 lead right here at the end of the first quarter. Stay where you are. Second quarter action coming your way next.
In 2015, New York sat atop the lacrosse world. 2016 was the year of the Outlaws. And 2017 saw a takeover by the machine. Who will get their hands on the Seinfeld Trophy in 2018? Find out on August 18th when the new MLL champion is crowned in Charleston, South Carolina. Tickets are on sale now at MajorLeagueLacrosse.com.
Fakes in front, long shoots, he scores! The Outlaws are 2016 Major League Lacrosse champions!
So that's a long off season. Definitely a devastating loss. Probably the toughest loss I've ever had in my career.
To be so close, you're getting closer and closer, and then you're gonna have it pretty much ripped away from you.
It tests you.
What I took from it is we're a championship caliber team.
This is a team that had built itself, had gotten to the playoffs, had back-to-back opening round losses, get to the championship game. To me, the only goal for this machine team in 2017 was to finish it off.
And there it is! For the first time in franchise history, the Ohio Machine has won the Major League Lacrosse championship.
Don't feel sorry for yourselves.
Underlying theme throughout the whole season was just find a way. Just find a way to make it happen.
We're about ready to start the second quarter with the Outlaws having a skinny 3-2 lead. There's a look at number 25, Ben Reeves, the Tewaaraton Trophy Award winner. That's given to the best player in college lacrosse. Interesting guy, very smart. His major was molecular, cellular, and developmental biology when he was in college. This is a guy who's going to go on and do amazing things and cure diseases and do all sorts of stuff. And so there's a lot of talk that he might not play in Major League Lacrosse for very long, as he's looking to go on to do things for humanity.
Hey, what is that? Is that all science stuff? What are you talking about? I wonder what him and Greer were talking about there.
That's right. You know,
go do it.
Listen,
when I come around, you do a science.
Throw that line from Bull Durham. And the candlesticks are always a nice gift. And then his rookie counterpart, Chris Cloutier, out of North Carolina. This guy is taking the league by storm.
Is he smart, Ron?
Well, he's.
What's his?
I don't know.
What are his
listen, I don't know what his major is, but
I don't know.
But unless he was doing the same thing that Ben Reeves was doing, I mean, my goodness.
I wonder if Ben Reeves ever gets tired of everyone talking about how smart he is.
Probably not.
No, probably not.
I mean, you don't.
No, I don't. Obviously.
That's why you had to get off Twitter. You're like, I'm getting tired of it.
Yeah.
Tell me how smart
I get it.
I am.
I'm handsome. I get it.
That's right. That's right. Devilish.
There they are. The guy with the beard. All right.
Good day to come out and watch some Denver Outlaws lacrosse. It's a big game for Dallas. They get this win today on the road. They get a chance to host a playoff game at home. They're undefeated at home, so that would be a strong home field advantage. The Outlaws still in the thick of things in the playoff hunt. They really needed New York to lose in order to give themselves an opportunity to clinch a home playoff game, but New York was able to win the other day. So Denver's just looking to split the season series with the Rattlers as Dennis fires and that one goes wide. You like Dennis's game. You'd like to see him initiate a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I think he can get closer to the goal. I think he can change his angle a little bit, get closer to the goal. It seems like he shoots the ball so hard, so I feel like sometimes he relies on the speed of his shot, and he takes maybe an angle away from the goal rather than squaring up towards it, using his body a little bit more.
Connolly tries to get inside, gets pushed by Moss as he was getting ready to shoot. The push was called. Denver will retain possession and get a fresh 60. Cloutier using that big body of his, leaning into his defenseman. Creates a little bit of room and draws the double. Kavanaugh up top. Dennis, split dodge, comes down left. Down the alley, and he'll move things around to X. Back up top, Connolly. Over to Cloutier.
Big inside roll coming up.
Cloutier, inside roll, double team comes. Cloutier can't find a man open, runs away from trouble. Kavanaugh, cross field over to Dennis. He'll lose it for just a moment. Still 20 seconds left on this shot clock as Kavanaugh initiates from up top.
Cloutier's just got to get that ball out of his stick a little bit faster and get it to the backside quicker.
12 seconds left to go as Kavanaugh tries to feed it cross field. No one home, and Denver comes away with an empty possession.
Pretty low scoring game, Ron.
Is that due primarily to the fact there's so many new faces, guys just not used to each other?
I would say so. I was here for that 4th of July game where it seemed like there was a goal every 10 seconds.
Both of those teams were dealing. Denver was rolling on the 4th of July here at home in front of 30,000 strong.
That's when I was calling for narrowing the goal. I wanted to take it in 6 inches on each side. Less goals. What do you think? You like that?
No, I like more goals. I want more goals. I like diving. I want
more goals than they have right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime you can get scoring. I mean, would you like to see it more like goals like an indoor where they're 4x4 instead of 6x6?
No. I'm just spitballing here.
Okay.
I'm just saying I don't like when there's a goal every minute.
Okay.
Let's put it that way, where it's goal. They lose their value. I like the amount of goals that are scored in NCAA games.
So right around like 9-10ish.
Yeah, 12 goals.
Okay.
Anything over 20, it's getting a little bit much for me.
These shooters in today's game are just so good. You give them any kind of time and room.
Right, that's the point, right?
Yeah. Here's Schlosser for the Outlaws. He'll move it back around.
I think this game is perfect in the playoffs when the teams are all kind of synced in. It's the best teams. The defenses are all communicating. The slides come. The 2 slides are there. Everybody's on the same page. That's the most fun lacrosse to watch, MLL playoffs.
It's tough in the regular season. You and I have called some games together, and you've mentioned that during the regular season, sometimes it's hard because guys aren't necessarily pressing out as much. Not getting as much into people's gloves as they are in the playoffs because they're just not playing going for broke all the time.
Yeah, it's true.
There's Reeves, shoots high and wide and gets welcomed to the league by Tintle. Or rather, that was Nicosello who laid the hammer on him after he let that shot go. There's another shot that goes wide. Greer's there to back it up. No fresh shot clock. So with 10:29 left to go in the second quarter, the former Outlaw Brian Cormandy will drive as Denver has that 1-goal lead. McIntosh fakes the handoff and shoots, and Kaz makes the save. So Kai makes the save, and here comes Gobrecht.
Made it pretty easy for him there with that shot. Stick side, stick height.
That pass that went cross field by Eric Law was tipped. So Denver will get it back. Connolly checked by Moss up top. The Duke product will turn and drop things off. Over to the coach's son. That is Connor O'Hara, number 88 for the Outlaws. There's a shot that goes wide by Connolly. No reset on the shot clock. There's Cloutier. With the over-the-shoulder shot, Reardon makes the save. Denver gets the fresh shot clock. Cloutier will set things back up for Denver. Cloutier over to Kavanaugh. Inside roll, shot, goal.
Cloutier and Kavanaugh, two totally different players, but kind of similar in the way they use their leverage and their bodies. Just different speeds.
So Denver extends their lead 4-2 as Cloutier gives it off over to Kavanaugh with the nice face dodge and able to beat Reardon. Denver has a 4-2 lead.
Joe Walters is predictable. He's easy to guard.
Jordan Wolf won't pan out. He's a one-trick pony.
Joey Sankey's too small. Joey Sankey won't make it at the next level.
In 2015, New York sat atop the lacrosse world. 2016 was the year of the Outlaws. And 2017 saw a takeover by the Machine. Who will get their hands on the Steinfeld Trophy in 2018? Find out on August 18th when the new MLL champion is crowned in Charleston, South Carolina. Tickets are on sale now at MajorLeagueLacrosse.com.
Welcome back to Denver Broncos Stadium at Mile High. The Denver Outlaws with a 4-2 lead with 8:39 left to go in the second quarter. There's a good look at the Rattlers goaltender, Blaze Reardon. Played at Albany. Filling in for John Galloway, who spent the last couple of weeks in Netanya, Israel, along with the rest of Team USA, and they knocked off the Canadians in the championship game yesterday. There's a lot of controversy in that game, or at least some controversy towards the end. Canada was claiming that the clock wasn't being run properly. They thought the time had expired by the time that Schreiber got off that last second goal.
Yeah, it seemed like there was a miscommunication between the clock on the field and the clock that was being shown to the crowd. I don't really know. I'm not going to judge on it. It's kind of far away.
That shot goes high and wide from Simino.
It does stink that such an important game, though, has controversy at the end, though.
Yeah, and with just a little bit over 4 minutes left to go, Canada had a one-goal lead, and Jeff Snyder actually won a face-off as Denver scores another goal. Snyder won a face-off, and they were called for being offsides.
Yes, that was a bad call.
Team USA scored just a couple of seconds later to tie the game, and then they won the next face-off and were able to run things out and down, and there was some controversy about that.
Nice goal on the run there by Schlosser. We'll get back to the USA thing. We'll definitely have to chat about that. I particularly like his hair.
Used to have that hair. Used to rock that.
But he's a big athlete. Nice shot on the run. You see that textbook overhand down into the bottom corner. Hard to save when it's going that fast, especially with a lefty goalie down into that bottom corner.
Denver now has a 5-2 lead.
But yeah, I mean, bad calls are kind of part of sports, and we all know that. It's just it's really highlighted when it's a gold medal game and it's something that offsides penalty, something that seems to be so universally agreed upon that it was a ridiculous call.
You know, the first time those two teams met in the championship game, in the championships, that was a knockdown, drag-out slugfest. Those teams were fresh. You could tell when they were playing, what was it, Game 7 in 10 days? They both teams were running on fumes. That's a lot of lacrosse in a short amount of time, playing at a place in Netanya, Israel, where it was probably about 100-plus degrees on the field with some humidity. So guys were certainly tired.
Got to really give it up for Canada. I mean, I'm definitely happy the United States won, but Canada has so many fewer people playing the game, the outdoor game, in the United States, and just always managed to be so good.
And defensively, they've come a long way. Picking up the long stick, not necessarily playing indoor with short sticks. They've really come a long way defensively. Team Israel, another team that's really come a long way. There's a shot that is saved by Reardon as big Michael Simon comes down the alley.
Yeah, I heard a stat that somewhere around 50% of the players now are living in Israel that were originally born in other places.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah, a lot of them made Aliyah and went and lived in Israel. Longtime MLL player.
Casey Citadino was one of the coaches.
Yep.
Old teammate.
Max Sebald also played on that team. So back to the game here. Here comes Romar Dennis with the split dodge. Creates some room and a hard, heavy shot rings off the crossbar.
It was one of the fastest shots on the move that I've ever seen. Kind of like a Jeremy Sieverts type of shot. Even faster.
Cloutier drops it off over to Law. Being checked by Dunn. Law feeds it up to Kavanaugh. Shot is saved by Reardon. So with just about 5 minutes left to go in the second quarter, Brian, what are you seeing from Dallas offensively?
I like when Reeves initiates, as I've said a few times. It's been kind of a slow-paced game for them. They really haven't played quite as much offense as I bet they'd like to see. Just a couple of, few instances of just bad shots, kind of like that, where they don't really have a shot. They could milk the clock a little bit more and hold on to the ball, but they're coming down, throwing these haphazard shots at the goal that don't have much of a chance. Ball goes the other way, and the Outlaws score. It's just a lot of this, I think, could be avoided with a little bit of patience.
Cormandy with the quick shot. Denver with the quick outlet. Schlosser to Law underneath with the goal. And Denver now has a 6-2 lead with 4:52. Lax Sports Network is your home for the most in-depth coverage of Major League Lacrosse. Every Wednesday afternoon, make sure to check out MLL Press Pass, the only place to hear from all 9 head coaches as they look back on their most recent game and look ahead to their next opponent. MLL Press Pass every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, only on Lax Sports Network. Welcome back inside Denver Broncos Stadium at Mile High. Denver Outlaws enjoying a 6-2 lead with 4:52 left to go. Drew Semino taking on the rookie Zachary Malillo for the Denver Outlaws. Donnie Moss will pick it up, and Dallas will win another faceoff. They're clearly with the advantage at the faceoff X with...
I would go right now. Look at that room. Look at all that room top side left. Covered by a left-handed defenseman. Looks like a good matchup to go, and there's nobody in.
And so you just want him just to push it. Just go.
I'm not saying take a shot. I'm just saying try to penetrate, see what you can get. I mean, that's the difference. When they're penetrating, the other guys on the team, it seems like they penetrate, take some sort of shot that's not even there. I'd like to see Reeves penetrate, see what he can get. Because, I mean, whenever they're subbing, the Outlaws are all up high. Their midfield defense is all outside of the arc. There's a whole bunch of room right there. It's just basically one-on-one with no slide.
If nothing else, challenge the defense to react and do something.
All right.
Connolly getting a lot of run at the midfield line for the Denver Outlaws, the Duke product. Cloutier uses that big body, comes around X, loses control.
Nice
Dallas
check.
will reset.
Nice check by the guy with no name on his jersey.
Yeah, that's right. No name on his jersey, no name in the program, so we're just going to call him 57.
Bill Noname.
Noname. I like
there we go. Top side. No slide.
Greer with the shot. And Iwamoto with the save. Law with his head up. Feeds things off over to Conley. The 2-point shot whistles wide.
Ambitious.
In your career, how many 2-point goals did you have?
I'm not sure.
You had a
I don't
number
know if you know this, Ron, but I don't really have my stats.
No. I think you do know them. I just don't think you want to talk about them, but I think you do know them.
No, I don't. I shot a few twos. I do know I had 3 in an All-Star game once, and it garnered me a $1,500 check as an MVP. And this year I saw that Manly got $1,000. I mean $10,000, and I think that's bull. I should get a check retroactive.
That's right. With interest. I'm sure that's not coming your way anytime soon.
No. It's not cool.
We're about at the 2-minute mark in the second quarter.
Will Manny, that's who it was, right? Massapequa and St. Anthony's guy, same as me. Can't do that.
So Denver's going to go on the man up for the first time as the coach's son, Connor O'Hara, in his first game out of Bucknell, draws the penalty, and it'll come off to the sidelines, and we'll see what Dad has to say to him. So a 30-second hold. As Matt Palem, our crew chief.
Excellent referee.
Long-time, one-time goalie.
Yeah, Syracuse Orangeman.
Syracuse, yep. So Denver with their first man up of the afternoon. With Dennis up top, over to Schlosser. Cloutier, over to Cavanaugh with a shot, and that one whistles high and wide.
Man up here, just kind of a umbrella set. 3 middies around the arc.
Cloutier tried the inside roll, lost it for a moment, got it back. shot that one wide across the goal mouth.
Cloutier is a handful.
Penalty is released. Cloutier over to Kavanaugh. 26 seconds left on the shot clock. Cloutier acted like he was going to shoot it. Went to roll inside and had the ball taken away by Wonderski.
I don't like when the one thing he does that I'm not a big fan of is when he rolls, he puts it in one hand and kind of lays it out there a little bit. Oof, there's a 2.
Ooh, that was a 2. That was some high heat coming in from John Sexton. That's his second 2-pointer of the season. The rookie out of Notre Dame all of a sudden makes it a 6-4 game.
That's the beauty of Major League Lacrosse, right? The 2-point goal brings teams back when it seems like it was the game was kind of getting away from them a little bit, but that goal really changes the momentum. Nice shot.
Sexton with just some time and room, and Dennis just ducked and got out of the way.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about before, testing the goalie, right? His first game. I'm sure he hasn't seen too many long poles shooting from that distance that can bring it that fast.
It's difficult for a goalie to pick it up coming out of a long pole.
Yeah, I bet.
Important face-off here, as Denver has only won 2 out of 10, make that 2 out of 11.
Face-off guy probably should have come down and taken that a few more steps, turned his hips. He could have taken a 7-yard time and room shot right there. Instead, passed it off.
There's about a handful of seconds left between the shot clock and the game clock, as Cormandy being checked by Ocello.
Yeah, they'd be smart to bring this all the way down to 10 before they initiate.
Cormandy checked by Ocello. He'll start the drive.
Too early.
And that feed goes wide, and so Denver will have, it was tipped. So there's 8 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. It's Cormandy.
This is where I'd go, right here.
Reeves chooses to defer back to Cormandy. 5 seconds on the shot clock. So the shot clock's going to expire, and Denver with 6 seconds, 4 seconds left to work. And that's the end of the second quarter. So Denver was clearly in control in the first half. They had a 6-2 lead, but that late 2-point goal by John Sexton draws Dallas to within 2 as we're about ready to go into the halftime. We'll get a chance to speak with Coach O'Hara, get his thoughts on the first half. We have Coach O'Hara. Coaches Ron Zwerin and Brian Langtree. First half, you had things firmly in control, except for just giving up that 2-pointer late in the second quarter.
Yeah, the 2-point rule is a beautiful thing when you're scoring them, but it's not so much fun when they get them on you.
Hey, BJ, how's it going? It's
Brian.
Hey, just watching. Seems like Ben Reeves is a bit of a handful, but he doesn't appear to be really initiating. Would you expect him to do a little bit more of that in the second half?
Yeah, he got us that first time he got it. I think we went out to engage him way out on the perimeter, and we've told Finn to lay off him now and just give himself some cushion because he's got a long stride. He's deceptively quick.
Right. The defense seems to be been doing a good job of sliding. Offensively, the attack is. Cloutier's lost the ball a couple times, but he's a handful right now.
Yeah, he's a handful. He's struggling a little bit right now. They got him figured out, but
well, he hangs his stick on those rolls quite a bit, right?
He hasn't seen a long stick in a couple of weeks, so he's been playing a lot of box.
Yeah.
So we'll clean that up in the second half, but we need him to get to the goal to have any success.
Coach, last question for you. Kazuki Uemoto has been playing pretty well for you between the Pikes getting his first chance to start a Major League Lacrosse game.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. Looks like he's having a lot of fun, that's for sure.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much.
You bet. Thanks, guys.
More of halftime is going to continue here from Denver Broncos Stadium at Mile High, with the Denver Outlaws holding a 6-4 lead over the Dallas Rattlers.
We built this cleat for the player who works tirelessly, day in and day out. We built it for the player who pushes their body to the limits, all to get that extra step. We built it for the player who wants speed. We built it for her.
In 2015, New York sat atop the lacrosse world. 2016 was the year of the Outlaws. And 2017 saw a takeover by the machine. Who will get their hands on the Steinfeld Trophy in 2018? Find out on August 18th when the new MLL champion is crowned in Charleston, South Carolina. Tickets are on sale now at MajorLeagueLacrosse.com.
Fakes in front, long shoots, he scores! The Outlaws are 2016 Major League Lacrosse champions!
So that's a long off season.
Definitely a devastating loss. Probably the toughest loss I've ever had in my career.
To be so close, you're getting closer and closer, and then you're going to have it pretty much ripped away from you.
It tests you.
What I took from it is we're a championship caliber team.
This is a team that had built itself, had gotten to the playoffs, had back-to-back opening round losses, get to the championship game. To me, the only goal for this machine team in 2017 was to finish it off.
And there it is! For the first time in franchise history, the Ohio Machine has won the Major League Lacrosse championship.
You don't feel sorry for yourself.
Our underlying theme throughout the whole season was just find a way. Find a way to make it happen.
6-4 is our score at halftime. Welcome back inside Denver Broncos Stadium at Mile High. I'm Ron Zwerin, along with longtime Denver Outlaw great Brian Langtree. Time now for our Cascade Under the Helmet. As we near the end of the 2018 regular season, let's take a look back at the first round picks of these two teams from the draft all the way back in April. The Dallas Rattlers had the 4th overall pick and chose Ben Reeves from Yale. Reeves capped off his college career by winning the national championship and the Tewaaraton Award before joining the Rattlers. And then entering this afternoon, he had 10 points in his first 3 games with the Rattlers on 4 goals and 6 assists. And with the 8th overall pick, the Denver Outlaws also picked an Ivy Leaguer in Connor Keating, the defenseman from Penn. In his first 3 games at the pro level, Keating scored a 2-point goal, and he has collected 7 ground balls. We're going to come back with more of halftime in just a moment. Right now it's the Denver Outlaws with the 6-4 lead over the 9-2 Dallas Rattlers.
For over 30 years, Cascade has been the most trusted helmet in lacrosse. Introducing the Cascade S. The pinnacle of protection, comfort, and vision. Cascade, passion to protect.
Fakes in front, long shoots, he scores! The Outlaws are 2016 Major League
So that's a long off season.
Definitely a devastating loss. Probably the toughest loss I've ever had in my career.
To be so close, you're getting closer and closer, and then you're going to have it pretty much ripped away from you.
It tests you.
What I took from it is we're a championship caliber team.
This is a team that had built itself, had gotten to the playoffs, had back-to-back opening round losses, get to the championship game. To me, the only goal for this machine team in 2017 was to finish it off.
And there it is! For the first time in franchise history, the Ohio Machine has won the Major League Lacrosse Championship.
Don't feel sorry for yourself.
Our underlying theme throughout the whole season was just find a way. Find a way to make it happen.
Welcome back to Denver Broncos Stadium at Mile High, and after today, there are just 2 weeks remaining in the MLL regular season. Don't miss any of the action as the 4 playoff teams are decided beginning on Thursday, July 26th, when Week 14 gets underway with a pair of games on Lax Sports Net. At 7 p.m., it's the Florida Launch taking on the Ohio Machine, and then again at 7:30, the Chesapeake Bayhawks will travel to Atlanta to face the Blaze. LSN's coverage gets underway at 6:30 Eastern with the Lacrosse Now pregame show. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from that first half, Brian. Denver Outlaws got things started with 3 unanswered goals, and then Dallas was able to finally get on the board when Chris Bachlet scored at the 10:32 mark.
Yeah, not exactly. The Bachlet goal wasn't exactly the type of shot the new goalie wanted to see, right? Easy little bouncer. I think this is it right here. Near coming around. Oh, that's the one that he missed. And then there's the pass across inside to Bachlet, the lazy bouncer. Unlucky, nothing he could really do about that. There's Reeves on the run, just a great shot. Like to see a little bit more out of that. Gauthier backing his way in, nice behind the back. It's weird, it looked like it hit him off the face mask. And there's the last goal, that 2-pointer, that big 2-pointer that swings the game a little bit back into favor. And here are the Outlaws goals, swinging it to the backside. Eric Law, crafty around the crease as always with a little face dodge, slip underneath. Cloutier using his muscle, backs it in, sticks it far side. Cavanaugh with the right-handed feed to Law on the backside again, finding the right spot. There's the big save. He's looking pretty athletic. He gets to move around a lot, uses his legs. He's made a few body saves. There's one with the shoulder. Here's Cloutier looking on the backside to Cavanaugh. Nice face dodge, bringing him underneath. Defensive approach wasn't great there. Schlosser's nice, hard on the run. Shot to the bottom corner, overhand. And then there's the crafty little play by Law.
And that's how we got to 6-4. So we're going to be coming back with the third quarter getting started. 6-4 is our score. Denver over Dallas.
We built this cleat for the player who works tirelessly, day in and day out. We built it for the player who pushes their body to the limits, all to get that extra step. We built it for the player who wants speed. We built it for her.
gone into a locker room at 2-6.
You're almost thinking that the season's over.
Back-to-back weeks now that Denver surrendered 20-plus goals, and they will have to clean things up if they want to turn this season around.
I didn't think we were going to really get to the playoffs. No one thought we would make it to the championship.
This could be the beginning of something pretty special for the Denver Outlaws.
And that's it! For the second time in 3 years, Denver does it!
Joe Walters is predictable. He's easy to guard.
Jordan Wolf won't pan out. He's a one-trick pony.
Joey Sankey's too small. Joey Sankey won't make it at the next level.
In 2015, New York sat atop the lacrosse world. 2016 was the year of the Outlaws. And 2017 saw a takeover by the Machine. Who will get their hands on the Steinfeld Trophy in 2018? Find out on August 18th when the new MLL champion is crowned in Charleston, South Carolina. Tickets are on sale now at MajorLeagueLacrosse.com.
Welcome back to Denver Broncos Stadium at Mile High. Denver has a 6-4 lead as we're getting ready to tee things up in the third quarter. This is the second time these teams have met this year. The first time was in week 2. The Rattlers got that 15-14 win in overtime. The stars for Denver and Dallas stood up big.
Yeah, Dallas, for over half of their goals were scored by guys that aren't playing today. Galloway was in net. Obviously, Denver's goalie was different as well. So a completely different game. But yeah, these two teams are two of the best 4 teams in the league in my estimation.
And in 2014, these two teams met in the championship, and Denver got the 12-11 to win to get their first Major League Lacrosse title.
That's right. John Grant, he's a coach now, had 3 goals and an assist in that game. Eric Law, as usual, cashing in. I was thinking back to a even further back game when the Rochester Rattlers beat the Denver Outlaws in I think it was the championship. I'm not sure which year. I think it was 2008 or 2007 or one of those years, where Rochester had John Grant and Powell and all those guys. So these two have met quite a few times in important games.
Dallas right now sits at 9-2. The Outlaws sit at 7-4, and as you start looking at the standings, you have Dallas at 9-2, you have Chesapeake at 8-3, Charlotte is at 7-6, New York is right at 500 at 6-6, and then Atlanta 4-6, Florida 4-7, and then Ohio and Boston are bringing up the rear, likely not to make the playoffs this year. It's a good look at Eric Law stretching things out as the teams are coming back onto the field to get things started in the third quarter. You start looking ahead at the third quarter. What does Dallas need to do, and what does Denver need to do offensively?
Well, I think Dallas just needs to be a little bit more patient. Now, when I say that, I also think that they should attack the goal when the slides aren't in yet to see what's there, but if they don't have it, being a little bit smarter to pull it out and move the ball. So it's kind of like push it, but then don't push it. I know that sounds like I'm speaking out both sides of my mouth, but they have to go early offense, but if the early offense isn't there, be patient. Denver, Cloutier maybe holding the ball a little bit too much of the back and in, maybe get some other guys involved in the handling situation. I haven't seen them attack from up top very often. Maybe get Dennis on some hard runs down the alley, Schloss on some hard runs down the alley, and the attack can cash in off of that.
We're joined now by Dallas's head coach, Bill Warder. Coach, it's Ron Zwerin and Brian Langtree. Your assessment of the first half, how your guys played?
Well, we just gave too many resets. I think we played really good defense. We just gave them too many. There was, just too many resets. You give a team like that, extra possessions, you're gonna be down by 2 at the half. So, that's pretty simple. So it's not not overcomplicate that.
Hi, Bill. Brian Langtree, old teammate.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Good. Hey, Ben Reeves, I would like to see him maybe attack the goal a little bit more. It seems like he's passing it off.
Yeah, he's a speed dodger. So we're, if you were in the locker room, that's you look at the chalkboard. That's what it says.
Okay.
Run by your guy.
Right. Exactly.
Simple across.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much, and good luck in the second half.
All right, thanks. See you.
That was Dallas's head man, Bill Warder, taking over after longtime Dallas head coach and Rochester head coach Tim Sudan retired from coaching in Major League Lacrosse. And so now as we're getting ready to start things up in the third quarter, Denver, from a face-off perspective, didn't fare too well. Only won 2 out of 11 in that first half, as Semino was having his way with the Marquette rookie. Denver comes away with it to start things off in the third quarter. And we're underway. Balestri flips it over his shoulder. And Denver will start things on offense. Here's Lob. Over to Schlosser. Schlosser comes down the alley. Acts like he's going to pass it and dumps things off. Law again. Over to Balestri. Kavanaugh to Cloutier. Cloutier with the shot that never got through, and it bounces wide and goes out of bounds. Denver, it looks like they were going to give them a fresh shot clock. Now the officials are going to come in and talk it over.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a fresh shot clock. That was off the defender's foot. Shot clock operator down there, Sean Monahan, my childhood friend. Massapequa's finest.
Well, we took care of the shot clock issue, and we're now down under 10 seconds left to go for the Outlaws as Schlosser comes down the alley. Acts like he's going to shoot and turns things around, and there's a shot. That one goes wide.
Nobody backing up the goal.
Jordan Stevens hands it off over to Blaze Reardon. He'll clear easy. McIntosh. Over to Neer. Neer with the 2-point shot.
Oh, post.
Neil Moto made a quick save, and it just pinged off the pipe gently and sat down. So Dallas, initially in the third quarter, they're realizing that, hey, we got a rookie here who's never seen any action. We might want to just start lighting it up, especially from downtown.
Yeah, that wasn't too far off from being a tied game right there.
Here comes Peter Conley down the left-hand side. Gets checked and turned things back around. Over to O'Hara, gets triple teamed. Loses possession. Dennis picks it up over to Kavanaugh. To Connolly. To O'Hara, down,
got him hung.
Back around the net. Wow.
Scores again.
A no-angle shot by Eric Law. And now Denver has a 7-4 lead.
Well, Eric Law got his man hung up, meaning that the defender was in front of the goal, Law was behind the goal. On this one right here, let's see where the goalie went. Goalie went weak hand side, defenseman went strong hand side. I don't know about that. I guess he wanted to force him to his weak hand, but he took him to that strong hand anyway. Well, defender's got to do a better job of meeting him before he gets to the GOE.
Eric Law now with the hat trick. Scored in the first quarter, second quarter, and now tees things up in the third quarter, and Denver has the 7-4 lead with 12:02 left to go in the third quarter. Hot day here in the Mile High City. About 95, probably a little bit hotter down field level.
Oh, it's probably very hot out there right now.
Here's Ryan McNamara coming down the alley. He'll stop as Tintle makes him turn around. Sizes up Tintle, gets underneath him for just a moment. Here comes the double team. Ball is loose. Denver will take possession. Buckle it over to Tintle, and he'll get the ball cleared over midfield with Balestri down around the back to Law. Law drives to the left. Up top to Dennis.
A lot of room there to the center. I would like to see him dip his shoulder there and just turn that corner.
Here comes Mikey Schlosser, who's been coming on strong as of late. Last couple of games, he's been scoring an awful lot of big-time goals for the Denver Outlaws. That feed, trying to find Eric Law, was
If they push it, they
tipped.
got numbers here in the middle. It's 2-on-1 right there. Thought about it.
Near over to Reeves.
Still got numbers here. Coming in 6-on-5.
There's a shot, and that one whistles up high. The shot clock doesn't reset. 39 seconds left to go. So McIntosh and Rannigan are up top.
There were a couple opportunities there for the Rattlers to take advantage of slow subbing by the Outlaws. That's the type of stuff, excuse me, that the Outlaws always take advantage of on other teams. So, you know, those little things make a big difference. That's when Eric Law usually cashes into the goal when you're not ready.
McIntosh with
Nice.
the inside feed, tried to find Greer, and it was turned away. Oh, there's a turnover. Reeves with a feed to Greer and a goal. A little miscommunication, some sloppy ball handling behind the cage. And all of a sudden, it's now 7-5. Denver with a 2-goal lead with 9:36 left to go. Turnover, sloppy. McIntosh finds Zach Greer, and our score is now 7-5, 9:36 left to go in the third.
We built this cleat for the player who works tirelessly, day in and day out. We built it for the player who pushes their body to the limits, all to get that extra step. We built it for the player who wants speed. We built it for her.
Gone into a locker room at 2-6.
You're almost thinking that the season's over.
Back-to-back weeks now that Denver surrendered 20-plus goals, and they will have to clean things up if they want to turn this season around.
I didn't think we were going to really get to the playoffs. No one thought we would make it to the championship.
This could be the beginning of something pretty special for the Denver Outlaws.
And that's it! For the second time in 3 years, Denver does it!
It's 7-5 with 9:36 left to go in the third quarter. Denver holding on to a skinny 2-goal lead over the Dallas Rattlers. Let's talk a little bit about these win streaks, Brian.
Yeah, well, Dallas starts off 3-2, went on quite a bit of a run there. Both teams have won 6 games in a row. The Outlaws have been scoring an incredible amount of goals per game, but the Rattlers as well. I mean, this game is not really indicative of what they've been doing in the other games, but it's still very entertaining right now at a 2-goal lead.
Denver has turned the ball over just on that last goal that Dallas was able to get. Zach Greer was able to get pick up the garbage out in front off of the assist from Jordan McIntosh. And then Sexton had the 2-point goal going into halftime at the 13:49 mark. Other than that, Denver has more or less offensively been in control.
This could be a fast break.
There's a shot, and that one is saved by Iwamoto. Solid save. You know, he's not the tallest guy. I was chatting with him about his game last night. He said, "Look, you know, I'm not 6'2", 6'3", like a lot of these bigger goalies, and I'm gonna have to use my quickness because I don't take up a lot of room between the pipes."
Yeah, I've seen quite a few good goaltenders that were short, so I don't really think that makes all that much of a difference.
Turnover by Dallas, picked up by Tintle. And he'll patiently wait for the Outlaws to get things settled offensively.
They're not helping at all.
Schlosser, being checked by Moss, comes down the alley.
Ooh, inside, wide open.
There's the feed to Dennis. One step inside the 2-point line, and he buries it.
That was a beautiful play. I mean, just if you watch how this one develops in a minute here. I think it was O'Hara came up and set kind of a little bit of a screen for Schlosser as he was dodging, and Schlosser threw it off to the side. O'Hara cut, was open. Dennis's man sloughed down a little bit low and left Dennis open for that outside shot. It's good offense. Nobody was really beat on the play, it seemed. Kind of just a little bit lazy defending.
Romar Dennis with his first goal of the game. And now Denver crawls back in front, 8-5. Denver momentarily wins the faceoff, only to turn it over. And there's a whistle. A hold, and Denver's going to get the ball back.
That call made from the official on the far side of the field. Good call.
So Denver clears over the timeline with Hawkins.
Oops.
Hawkins will drop things off over to Romar Dennis, who's joined now offensively by Peter Connolly.
Dennis with a short stick.
Being guarded by Neer.
Inside,
Dennis.
wide open.
Okay. There's a feed inside, and Cloutier with the low to high shot is able to beat Reardon, and Denver all of a sudden has a 9-5 lead.
As Connolly was coming onto the field, they should have easily had time to switch and have the short stick cover Connolly. Instead, the short stick stayed with Dennis, which causes them to have to slide early. They didn't only slide one guy, they slid 2 guys and left Cloutier standing wide open 7 yards from the goal. Not a good slide. The defense looks really out of sorts for the Rattlers right now.
Jordan Stevens, Jake Pulver playing defense for the Rattlers. A lot of rookies playing for both of these teams, seeing some of their first action in Major League Lacrosse. There's a turnover, and Tintle is going to clear it easily.
Why he would throw that ball to a long pole under pressure is.
Schlosser waits for Romar Dennis to come on the field. So it's Dennis, Schlosser, and O'Hara.
Open on the backside again. Still open. Still open. There it is.
There's a shot in the goal. Quick little face dodge by Matt Cavanaugh. Put it into his right hand, was able to beat Reardon. And now all of a sudden, Denver has doubled up the Rattlers.
If you're inside that arc, you're too close, and someone's got to have a stick on you. Luce looked him off for a second, then threw it. That was open, standing there for about 5 seconds. See how late it takes, and the approach is bad.
So you mentioned that you think Dallas is a little bit out of sync. Well, what's going on with them defensively?
It's hard to tell being up here, but it looks like there's not a lot of communication. There are early slides, and when they do slide, it seems like they're sliding and not recovering really well. Because right there, I mean, there was no slide. The ball was just swung to X, and there's a wide open guy, Cavanaugh, wide open, standing on the backside. Nobody even paying attention to him. And then even when they do pay attention and they get out there, the approach is poor. He's approaching him with, not in an athletic stance, not ready to get a stick on him. And offensively, that's bad defense as well there.
Yeah, so Rannigan gets bumped 2 or 3 times and is still able to get it past Iwamoto, and it's now 10-6. This is not the defense that you like to see. You like to see guys put guys down.
Well, the Outlaws have been playing pretty good defense so far, so I don't really want to get on them too much. But right. The slide came. Didn't really put him. Didn't get a body on him. Kind of just went right through him. Or Coach Danowski in college used to call them the Velvet Hammers. Nice and soft. I'm not calling the guys soft. I'm just hearkening back to the days at Hofstra.
Your former coach, Coach Danowski, is now a world champion coach.
Not only Coach Danowski, Seth Tierney, the offensive coordinator, was my coach at Hofstra too. Joe Amplo, the defensive coordinator, was my teammate at Hofstra. So really proud of those guys.
Yeah, Amplo has gone on to do some pretty amazing things as well.
Absolutely. I actually helped get one of my old players plays for him now, Jacob Hallam, Cherry Creek High School.
In Marquette?
Yep, went out to Marquette.
Here's Zach Greer to Cormandy, far side. Ryan McNamara with a shot and a goal. So every time Denver starts to get a little cushion, Dallas just starts crawling their way back in.
Got to see this shot again, low to low. Seems like a shot they probably would like to have back. Goaltender, that is. So he gets a little bit of a step on him, kind of slows down. Didn't look like.
So Iwamoto's given up 7 goals. What have you seen from him so far that you like? What do you like about his game, and what have you noticed so far? Anything you picked up?
I would shoot a little bit more. It seems like the shots that they've taken on him have been low percentage. That shot right there in the center of the field is a pretty good high percentage shot. So, I mean, I've got to see a little bit more out of him. He uses his body well, flashes his legs quite a bit. He's active. I don't see too many guys from this Rattlers group now that, with Wolf and Crotty and all those guys out. I don't see too many guys that are able to really break down the defense. So that's why I was expecting a little bit more from Reeves with regards to dodging.
Here comes
side's
O'Hara.
open.
Yep. O'Hara was trying to find Cloutier down on the doorstep. That was tipped and it went wide. Nope, actually they're saying that it wasn't tipped. So Dallas is going to get possession. We got a timeout. So with 4:33 left to go in the third quarter, Denver has a 3-goal lead over the Dallas Rattlers.
For over 30 years, Cascade has been the most trusted helmet in lacrosse. Introducing the Cascade S. The pinnacle of protection, comfort, and vision. Cascade, passion to protect.
In 2015, New York sat atop the lacrosse world. 2016 was the year of the Outlaws. And 2017 saw a takeover by the machine. Who will get their hands on the Steinfeld Trophy in 2018? Find out on August 18th when the new MLL champion is crowned in Charleston, South Carolina. Tickets are on sale now at MajorLeagueLacrosse.com.
Joe Walters is predictable. He's easy to guard.
Jordan Wolf won't pan out. He's a one-trick pony.
Joey Sankey's too small. Joey Sankey won't make it at the next level.
So the question becomes, who is Denver's third goalie anyway? Matt Hanley played his first 3 seasons at St. Michael's College. He played his senior season at St. John's. And then Kai Iwamoto played on the MCLA team at UC Irvine, getting his first chance to start in a Major League Lacrosse game, making history as the first player born in Japan playing in a Major League Lacrosse game. And at the World Games, the thing we haven't really touched on was Jack Kelly got hurt early in the World Games. We don't know the extent of his injury. We know that it's his knee, but just how serious that knee injury is, we don't know. His backup here for the Denver Outlaws is Dylan Ward, who played phenomenally well for Team Canada. He was the World Games MVP in 2014, and he had a heck of a World Championship in 2018.
I'm pretty sure he made the All-World team.
Yeah.
Yeah, just this year.
Yeah. And had Canada won, he probably would have been the MVP of the World Games again, because he was that great from seed to sail. He was unbelievable. And so if Jack Kelly is going to miss more time, or potentially even the rest of the season, Denver has a solid backup in Dylan Ward.
Yeah, we got a problem here. Cloutier just took one. Looked like his knee got rolled.
Oh, as Reardon was coming out to pick off that pass, Cloutier.
Was it knee to knee, it looked like, maybe. Oh, no, that was Law. It's hard to tell. I didn't see it on that replay. Let's see. Oh, yeah.
Oh, he got tumbled.
Yeah, Reardon came underneath as he was falling down accidentally. His Cloutier in the knee, just hope it's not serious.
So he's getting up and he's limping off.
It's all right. He's okay.
So Cloutier will come out. Kyler Balestri.
Sloppy little sequence there that led to that injury.
Kyler Balestri will replace him, and he'll join Matt Kavanaugh and Eric Law. Cloutier has been brought in off the bench a lot this season, not necessarily starting, and he's going to go and take a seat behind the bench and get that knee looked at a little bit closer. He's still limping noticeably as he's getting looked at by Chris Spangler and the rest of the training staff.
Number 6 on 5. Stop the ball movement again.
Brannigan turns it over. And now Denver has numbers and wants to run. Hawkins. Ball's turned over, but Gobrick is there to pick it up, and he'll reset things from behind the net with Eric Law. Over to Balestri. Kyler being checked by John Baderski. Up top to Romar Dennis, and he'll be joined by Peter Conley, as well as Mikey Schlosser, who has it now and starts to drive inside, weaves his way back outside for a moment. 14 seconds left to go on the shot clock. Connolly with the short stick on him. He'll start to drive down the far alley. Dennis with the two-point shot. Reardon with the popcorn save. Outlet feed was made, but Romar Dennis with the nice back check was able to pick it up and absolutely hammered Cody Razowitz.
Oh, 2-point opportunity here. Oh, nice. I think you got a piece of that.
Got a piece of it, yeah.
The orange ball.
Turned it away, and Denver's going to get the turnover.
Nice hit by Dennis. Radovich, something or other. He turned at the right time there. Going to the push. Seems like from the midfield, the Outlaws, when they go Connolly, Schlosser, and Dennis, they're looking for either Schlosser or Dennis, whichever one has the short stick to initiate.
Kyler Balestri, who was picked up by the Outlaws when they were sitting at 1-4. They needed some help on the right side of their attack. They picked him up from the Boston Cannons. He paid instant dividends. Then Cloutier came in for the Denver Outlaws and really gave them some depth and some texture on that attack unit. There's a hold by Dallas. They don't like that very much, as it was O'Hara who was trying to back his way in. And O'Neal pushed him down into the crease, and Denver turns it over.
They got numbers if they push here.
Near.
There it is, draw and dump. One more, goal. Oh, nice save. Spoke too soon.
Nice save by Iwamoto. Back the other way we come. All of a sudden, Denver has some numbers.
He's got to bury that, and especially a 3-goal game, standing about 4 or 5 yards from the goal. Probably should have brought that down to the bottom of the goal.
Back behind the play, Iwamoto.
Iwamoto's pretty good high.
Yeah.
You notice that? I would shoot low on him.
He's quick.
Yeah.
He's quick.
Quick hands. There's not a very good shot. Dennis for the short stick. This is a go. Let's see how quickly they slide.
You got Rannigan on him. Swims over Rannigan.
There's your slide. Quick. One more over the top. Wide open. Oh.
That shot just goes a little bit wide as Reardon got a piece of it. Reardon's barking at his defense, trying to get guys settled and in the right position.
Whenever Dennis has a short stick, the slide comes too fast and somebody's always open. It has to come fast.
There's a shot by Balestri that whistles high and wide.
I like that shot.
Shot clock is off as there's only 15 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Dennis starts to drive down the alley. He shoots. Reardon makes the save with 6 seconds left. Gobricht makes the check, and that's the end of the third quarter. So in that third quarter, Dallas scored 3 times, Denver scored 4. And as we head into the fourth quarter, Denver enjoys a 3-goal lead over the 9-2 Dallas Rattlers. Fourth quarter action coming your way right after this.
shoots, he scores! The Outlaws are 2016 Major League Lacrosse champions.
So that's a long off season.
Definitely a devastating loss. Probably the toughest loss I've ever had in my career.
To be so close, you're getting closer and closer, and then you're gonna have it pretty much ripped away from you.
It tests you.
What I took from it is we're a championship caliber team.
This is a team that had built itself, had gotten to the playoffs, had back-to-back opening round losses, get to the championship game. To me, the only goal for this machine team in 2017 was to finish it off.
And there it is! For the first time in franchise history, the Ohio Machine has won the Major League Lacrosse championship.
You don't feel sorry for yourselves.
Our underlying theme throughout the whole season was just find a way. Find a way to make it happen.
Getting ready to start things off in the fourth quarter. Denver has a 10-7 lead over the 9-2 Dallas Rattlers as Melillo will take on Drew Semino at the X. Melillo out of Marquette was the all-time face-off leader for Marquette, winning just about 57% of his draws. Denver comes away with it to start things off in the fourth quarter. Glad to have you joining us this afternoon. I'm Ron Zwerin, along with longtime Denver Outlaws great Brian Langtree. The Outlaws scored the first 3 goals of the game. Eric Law had 2, Chris Cloutier had 1. Chris Cloutier was hurt late in that third quarter. We have yet to see him here in the fourth quarter. He's still sitting down on the bench, getting looked at by the training staff. Kyler Bolestri will start things off for Denver. Over to Kavanaugh. The lefty from Notre Dame works his way inside, now back outside. Throws it a little bit wide for Dennis. He's able to gather with about 5 seconds left to go on the shot clock. Checked by Neer. Dennis works his way inside. Saved by Reardon right at the buzzer.
Nice save. Tough angle.
Reardon with the outlet pass that's picked up by Schlosser. Schlosser with the shot and the goal.
Take some pay. How quickly it turns, right? That easily could have been a fast break going the other way if that ball's thrown about 5 feet higher than it was. Schlosser, tall dude, reaches up, grabs it, makes him pay.
Now you take a look at that as Schlosser just comes right down the middle of the field, and Reardon was kicking himself. To your point, he threw that on a rope. You need to put a little air underneath it.
Yeah, there was nobody out in front of him, so just lead him with the ball.
So Denver extends their lead to 4 with 13:30 left to go, and a procedure called on Denver. And Brannigan will settle things up for the Rattlers. He took a hard check from Connor Keating, and Brannigan is still feeling it. Zach Greer shoots and scores.
Nice shot.
Zach Greer just came right across the goal mouth and faked like he was going to drop things off to Brannigan. The defense seemed to stop for just a moment.
Yeah, Greer comes top side, throws a little pump fake up top as if he's giving the ball away. And a quick underhand shot off stick side.
The crafty veteran and one-time Denver Outlaw. A number of Denver Outlaws are playing for this Dallas Rattlers team. In addition to Greer, you got Cormandy. Dallas wins the next face-off, and they'll settle things up, trailing by 3. Every time Denver gets a little bit of a comfort, Dallas comes crawling right back in.
They haven't really been able to turn that corner, though, and get it back to a 2-goal game, right? They're going to need a couple more nice offensive possessions. See, not like that. That's that kind of bad angle shot, left hand, not much to shoot at.
Here comes Reeves, checked by Finn Sullivan. Reeves with the feed, and there's a goal. You've been talking about that all game. You'd like to see Ben Reeves initiate, and you can see initially when he does, the defense goes right to him and he was able to find Zach Greer for that round-the-world shot.
Yeah, he's got nice eyes on this play, but that's 2 great plays by Greer in a row. Greer just goes over and finds space. Little razor pick there. Greer finds space, catches it. The only shot he had was behind the back. Buries. Closes the gap to 2. Here we go. Face-offs now are going to become very important.
And in the face-off department,
got to be Rattlers big, right?
And Drew Simino has just been owning the stage, winning 16 out of 22. Make that 17 out of 23.
Going with those 2 on that left side. Give him some room.
Here's the rookie. Drops things off over to Ryan McNamara. The second-year player out of Marquette comes down the alley and he scores.
Got a game here, Ron.
All of a sudden we're within 1. So Dallas.
That's a good shot. I mean, on the run, nice shot off stick side. Placement was good. I don't know that the goalie really saw the ball at all, but it's hard to see when you're moving that fast. That's really good dodge top side.
The last time we had a 1-goal margin was at the end of the first quarter when Denver had a 3-2 lead. Now it is 11-10 Denver.
And the importance of these ground balls is heightened now, right?
Yep. So if you're Denver defensively, now that you've seen what Dallas has been able to start putting out and start getting a little consistency, what are you trying to do defensively?
Well, I mean, I would expect Reeves and Greer to continue to go right now. I think Greer's experience out here, he's going to want the ball a lot. They've played a good game defensively. I think goals like that can't go in, right?
Now Dallas is just starting to pepper.
But that's not a defensive breakdown.
Right.
That's a shot that needs to be saved. That's a shot with his offhand right to his legs. Looked like he was jumping for a ball that was thrown low. Gonna get his stick there. Goalie switch.
And so now Iwamoto gets pulled in favor of Matthew Hanley. This is his first game. The goalie out of St. John's.
He's a Long Island guy, so you know he's good.
You just know he's going to be good. Denver needs to figure out how they're going to win a face-off, because they have not won a face-off this quarter.
Sloppy 7. Ooh, that could have come back to bite them right there.
We are tied for the first time since we started this game. Denver scored the first 3 goals of the game. Dallas has gotten to within 1 a couple of times, and now they've knotted things up at 11 with just about 10 minutes left to go in the fourth.
You notice since Cloutier has come out of the game, a lot of the initiation's been from up top, so it's totally flipped.
And it doesn't look like Cloutier is going to be coming back into the game.
But Dennis lucky he didn't get called for playing without a stick there.
20. Kavanaugh being checked by Neer. Drop things off to Schlosser. Schlosser against Moss. He'll come down the alley. Drop things back off to Kavanaugh. Moss now on Kavanaugh with 4 seconds to go. There's a shot, bouncer, and Reardon with the save. This time he puts a little bit of air under that outlet pass, maybe a little bit too much air. And Gobrick comes away with it.
Nice ground ball.
Strong ground ball by Gobrick.
That's a big play.
Kavanaugh somehow holds on to it after taking a few whacks from John Sexton.
Dennis with a short stick. Slide. Oh, now Kavanaugh with a short stick. The sloppy exchange. Eating time off that shot clock.
Still 25 seconds left to go. Kavanaugh with the short stick on him.
That's good D.
Connolly being checked by Neer. Nine seconds left to go on the shot clock. A lot of one-on-one moves by the Denver Outlaws. A lot of guys standing around.
Well, I think I was just gonna say I think it has something to do with the Rattlers defense is doing a better job of recovering, and on that one they did not recover.
And so Denver, all of a sudden, gets a goal and has a 12-11 lead with 8:08 left to go in the fourth quarter. Things are getting tight here in the Mile High State City.
Joe Walters is predictable. He's easy to guard.
Jordan Wolf won't pan out. He's a one-trick pony.
Joey Sankey's too small. Joey Sankey won't make it at the next level.
For over 30 years, Cascade has been the most trusted helmet in lacrosse. Introducing the Cascade S. The pinnacle of protection, comfort, and vision. Cascade, passion to protect.
In 2015, New York sat atop the lacrosse world. 2016 was the year of the Outlaws. And 2017 saw a takeover by the Machine. Who will get their hands on the Steinfeld Trophy in 2018? Find out on August 18th when the new MLL champion is crowned in Charleston, South Carolina.
The Denver Outlaws.
MajorLeagueLacrosse.com.
.12-11, Denver Outlaws have a 1-goal lead over the 9-2 Dallas Rattlers with 8:21 left to go. And you were saying that last goal by Kavanaugh was a big goal.
Yeah, a really big goal, because it seemed like Dallas was really doing a better job there on that last series for the 40 seconds ago to doing a better job of recovering. But on that time, guys slid out. You see, if you watch here, you see two guys are on the ball, nobody recovering, two guys just kind of floating out there. And then there's a 2-on-1 down low. If you look at the shot clock, it's at, it's going to be close.
One more time.
When he releases it, right?
Yeah.
So.
You know when it says 0.
An indoor, it's got a cross. The goal line. So as the refs are taking a look at it.
Goal was good, it looks like. Yeah, he released it right before it hit 0. It's a big goal.
Yep, so Reardon goes between the pipes again. Denver has a 1-goal lead. And now all of a sudden these face-offs become more important than at any time in the game.
Got to play defense all the way through the shot clock.
Drew Semino, the product out of Nazareth, 5'7", 185 pounds, wins about 52% of his draws. So far this afternoon, he's 19 of 25. Denver's made a switch at the faceoff X. They put Nick Ocello in there, and Denver is off to the races with a shot and a kick save by Reardon. Ball is loose. Hawkins gets it back, and he can't bury it.
Two big saves right there.
Reardon with the kick save, and then nice recovery. Able to make things a little difficult for Hawkins.
I hope that one doesn't come back to bite the Outlaws. Hawkins could have just dove across the crease there and stuck that in.
McNamara checked by Hawkins. Drop things off over to McIntosh inside. The shot was turned away, and Denver will recover.
Nice save. Timeout called.
Let's take a look at those saves, Brian.
Yeah, Hawkins coming down real close there. That's just a great kick save right off the foot. And the rebound, Law might have held him there. Tried to do a little jumping twist or maybe put that in your left hand or dive across the front. Sure, wish you had that one down.
Hawkins normally is defensive midfielder, so sometimes you lose a little bit of your momentum and your awareness of space sometimes when you're used to just clearing the ball.
Yeah, you know, the D-middies are usually better athletes, but their hands aren't usually quite as dexterous as the offensive players.
So how big is it, from your perspective, that Denver had a rookie goalie coming in and starting the game, and then after he gave up a number of goals to start the fourth quarter, they go and they make a change with Matthew Hanley, the goalie out of St. John's. Played well when he was at St. John's. Is that, defensively, is there anything that you guys start to talk about or think through?
I think if you had originally had your starting goalie in and he got pulled, it might have been different. You might have said, all right, we got to really buckle down. But I don't know that there's really that much of a gap between 3 and 4. So, and plus, if they won the last faceoff, so if they can continue to get possessions, then they'll be in pretty good shape. But I don't think they really change anything for this guy compared to the last goalie.
Finn! Hurry up! Who's?
So Denver's going to start the ball off far in their own corner. Hanley will drop things off over to the always reliable Matt Bocklett. And Denver clears with Romar Dennis. Schlosser, checked by Moss. Start to initiate his dodge, and he'll hand things off over to Kavanaugh. Taking a look down on the Denver bench, and Chris Cloutier seems as though he's not going to be coming back in, as there's a shot from way outside by Conley. That's a two-pointer with 6:42 left to go in a one-goal game. What do you think about that, Brian?
Well, I mean, I don't know much about Conley's shot, to be honest with you, but if I was shooting that two-pointer, I would have changed the plane of it. I don't know if I would have shot that at the same level of where my stick was. Got a flag here. Looks like it might have been a late hit or something. Was that Donnie Moss down in the corner over there? Someone's down.
Looks like Denver had too many men on the field.
You might be right. Rattlers have a guy down. That's Moss, yeah. Playing up the flag. Shot.
So that shot whistles wide and goes out of bounds. So Denver's going to be called for offsides.
It's a big penalty.
Yep. Big penalty with 5:56 left to go in a one-goal game. So far, Denver is 0 for 1 on the power play. This is Dallas's first man-up opportunity of the afternoon. Matt Palin will let us know what the infraction is.
Fouls on Orange, 30-second technical, offsides, number 15.
He was the type of guy that you
30-second technical, offsides,
have a big ego about the call. He would explain things to you. Confidence in his abilities. Most guys at this level have that. Or they don't get too defensive. They know that players get emotional and act stupid.
Not that you would be speaking from any kind of experience on that. No, none. So here's our first look at Dallas's man-up 30-second variety. There's a shot, and that one hits the pipe.
Nice little wheel rotation on the backside there.
Greer initiates to Reeves, up top to McNamara.
Pressing out on Reeves, cutting through the middle.
Bocklet, McNamara, down low inside, no one's home. Penalties released. Both teams are 0 for 1 on the man up.
That's a missed opportunity, dude. I think we're going to come back to at some point. That could have been really big. One-goal game, 5 minutes left, and man up. Got to cash in.
Tintle on the far side will drop things off over to Schlosser. And so we're just under the 5-minute mark left to go in this game. It's a big game for the Denver Outlaws in the sense that they lost to Dallas in overtime, second game of the season on the road. Denver started the season 1-4. Then have gone on a 6-goal run, and here comes Kavanaugh.
You also want to keep the winning ways going when you're going into the playoffs. You know, this time of year, everything's important. Wow, Reardon's making some big saves here at the end.
Schlosser was able to get some time and room by just using a nice shifty split dodge, but Reardon was up to the task, and we still have a one-goal game with 4:14 left to play. Brannigan will hand things off over to Greer, over to Reeves. Far side, and Gobrick picks up his man. Here's Jordan McIntosh against the short stick and Tintle. McIntosh with some room, and he buries it. Now we're tied. Tied at 11 with 3:51 left to go as McNamara was able to bully his way past Tintle. McNamara with the move, with the shot, and the goal, and we're tied at 12 with 3:51 left to go in the fourth quarter. Don't go anywhere.
We built this cleat for the player who works tirelessly, day in and day out. We built it for the player who pushes their body to the limits, all to get that extra step. We built it for the player who wants speed. We built it for her.
We are tied at 12 after this goal.
McIntosh, nice move top side. Again, no help. That's a short stick on a good dodging midi on a short stick. Got to have some help there. But again, he went before the defense had time to settle. So that was nice, a good time to go.
So Denver made a change between the pipes as Kazuki Iwamoto was replaced by Matt Hanley. Denver's also made a change by putting Nick Acello up against Drew Simino. Zachary Manillo got the start for the Outlaws. And faceoffs loom large. There was a push, good call, and Dallas will reset with 3:38 left to go. Brian, as we get down to the waning minutes of this game, what are the coaches saying to their players, and what can we expect to see?
Well, I mean, I've been wrong with the Reeves thing. I thought he would take a little bit more initiative. I like the McIntosh and the other Irish guy, this fella. the two righty midfielders with the short sticks up here have had success with this quick move, topside shot on the run. I think I might have shot that ball, but yeah, that move right there. But if I was the Outlaws, I'd be looking to get Romar Dennis a short stick. So I'm sure a pole's going to be on him. Let's maybe set a pick on him to get a switch. And have him initiate with the dodge. I'm not necessarily saying that he's going to be taking a shot, but have him dodge and then maybe find Eric Law in the back. I would keep an eye on Eric Law. This is kind of when he becomes very dangerous. Well, Moss coming out to cover out here, so they got the pole on Schlosser.
Well, they got Rannigan playing against.
Yeah, this is the matchup they want right here.
Rannigan against Romar Dennis.
He's going to take that. A little Law.
22 seconds left to go on the shot clock. Denver burning a lot of time just trying to get it over the midfield line. Schlosser with the swim move lost his stick, and if Dallas wants to, they can push with numbers, but they turn it over, and 2:11 left to go, and we're tied at 12. Each possession looms larger and larger.
For McIntosh here. McIntosh on the cello.
Donnie Moss stays on the field. There's a shot that whistles wide. With 1:48 left to go in the fourth quarter, 32 seconds left on the shot clock. McIntosh will initiate from the end line.
This is the matchup I would go right here.
Acello against McIntosh, you like that?
Yeah. Or this, Tinkle's very good.
McNamara over to McIntosh against Acello. Here comes Rannigan. Drops things off over to McNamara. McNamara works his way inside, gets double teamed, drop things off over to Rannigan. Rannigan with the inside roll, shoots.
Oof.
That one whistled wide. Might get a fresh shot clock on that. They don't get a fresh shot clock on that. Oh, they're saying that's a goal?
No, I'm thinking they're saying he either got a piece of it or he didn't.
They're going to confer. It looked like it looked. They're saying okay. No. So they're saying that did not qualify for a reset. And so with 3 seconds left to go, the ball is now turned over. So with 1:15 left to play in the game, there'll be a 14-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. If you're Denver, do you call a timeout at the stage of the game?
I would drop a play.
And Denver does. So Coach O'Hara calls timeout.
You know, you don't run plays too often at this level, but I think a nicely coordinated timed play would be hard to stop right now.
So is it 2 in the equation or out of the equation?
I don't think it's necessary right now. I think right now the Outlaws just hold the ball for initiate with about 10 seconds left, leave short time on the clock. It's not going to be the last shot, but you're playing that whole 52 seconds down before you get a shot. I would hold the ball and initiate with 12, have some sort of coordinated timed cut.
So who's initiating? What are you looking for?
I have my own plays, so I wouldn't. It would all depend, but I would imagine that Kavanaugh is going to be part of the equation. I would imagine that Eric Law is going to be finishing the equation.
There's the great John Grant Jr. drawing up a play. It looks like O'Hara, Balestri, Law, Dennis.
Yeah, Dennis will definitely be on the field, and Schlosser will definitely be on the field.
Yeah, along with
probably those two,
Kavanaugh.
Conley, Kavanaugh, Balestri, and Law at attack. That's what I would imagine.
Defensively, what is Dallas going to be looking to do?
Well, they got to recover. They got to be athletic and recover. I mean, I'd be a little bit slower to go. Whenever they slide fast, it looks like there's something wide open. But if they do slide, they can't leave that center so wide open like they've had over there. If you want to learn some plays, Ron, you can check out my website, sixstarlacrosse.com.
Well done.
Yeah, that's
well done, Brian Langtree.
Yeah, training players.
Say that again.
6starlacrosse.com.
Is it the number 6 or you spell
the number
out 6?
6.
All
It's
right.
like my number, yeah.
That's right, okay.
New business, training player, so figure I might as well get paid for this somehow. Get out there. Well, we're stretching them defensively a little bit.
So Eric Law.
Eric Law from up top.
Over to Schlosser.
Pick. Schlosser coming on top. Law's going to be coming off the pick inside.
Here's Conley over to Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh comes off a pick from Conley.
Well, it looks like whatever initial play they drew up, the look wasn't there, so now they're freelancing a little bit. Quick slide, got him. Oh!
Reardon makes the save, and there are 31 seconds left to play in the game. Shot clock is off. Next goal wins.
This would be a timeout time right here.
And here comes a timeout with 23 seconds left to go. And for all intents and purposes, we're pretty much in last shot territory. Next goal wins.
It's an awesome game here, Ron.
Yeah, it's an exciting little deal.
See, 12-12. What did I say was a good score?
You love the 12-12.
12s. So what are we thinking here? McIntosh? I mean, I know Bill Waters probably throwing something up for Reeves here, but he just hasn't shown that he's really all too willing to go to the goal. McIntosh and I always get these guys mixed up. McNamara. I'd look for one of those two guys probably to initiate, whichever one has the short stick.
You know, but I do like your initial idea of giving it to Reeves and letting him initiate and try and find someone like Zach Greer. Let Zach do some of his heroics, but
maybe initiate, get the defense moving a little bit, then find the short stick, something along those lines.
McNamara has 2 goals that are unassisted in this fourth quarter alone.
He's a hard cover. He looks like he's really quick and he can shoot on the wing. Sorry I keep messing up his name. My bad, McNamara, when you watch the tape.
Second-year player out of Marquette, 5'8", 185 pounds. He's been a handful in this fourth quarter for the Denver Outlaws. Zach Greer also has 2 goals.
Let's see if Reeves gets the ball.
We'll see if they start things out with with Ben Reeves.
Well, it's going to start up top.
Yep.
So.
And it is starting up top with McNamara. He's checked by Tintle. He'll come right down the alley.
Go. Now go. In the corner. Shot.
There's a shot and a goal. And with 10 seconds left to go, Ben Reeves gets a goal for the Dallas Rattlers. They are 9-2, and they're 10 seconds away from going to 10-2 and being able to have home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like he could have been doing this all day long. I mean, just catching this. I watched film on him actually last night. Not that I haven't seen enough of it, but him turning that top side corner and getting that shot off with mainly his wrist, it's just hard to stop, just like we talked about in the opening.
Yeah, I mean, he's easy speed. I mean, that guy just makes it look like it's simple.
Because his body's so big as well, and fast, the size, speed, and that shot together, it's just hard to stop. Just surprised he doesn't do it more often.
Well, Denver needs to win it cleanly if they have any shot, and they don't. And that'll probably do it with 5 seconds left to go. There's a shot, and that one goes wide, and that's the end of the game.
Still got a second left.
The shot clock and the game clock are reading zeros.
So there's 1 second left.
So with 1 second left,
Oh,
enough time for a dunk?
Yeah, if this was the U.S.-Canada, there'd be 3 seconds.
That's right. Maybe 9 seconds left. We don't know. So there's 1 second left. Just enough time for a feed and a dump.
Throw it to Schreiber.
Nope. Nothing doing. And Dallas will go to 9-2. They extend their winning streak to 7 straight. Denver's 6-game winning streak comes to an end. They will fall to 7-5, but they are still very much in the thick of things in the Major League Lacrosse playoff standings. As those refresh, you start looking at Dallas at 10-2, Chesapeake at 8-3, Denver will go to 7-5, followed closely by Charlotte at 7-6, and Ben Reeves will be our Coca-Cola player of the game, deservedly so with the game winner.
Yeah, it was. Okay. All right. Well, I think we're going to get the player of the game here. The last goal, I'm imagining, would be the reason that he got that. I think he could have been doing a little bit more during the game. A lot of kind of handing the ball off. But here's an example. I think this was the first goal he scored.
Yep.
Gets that topside move, fading away from the goal, but the strong wrist shot on the run. And then later in the game, turning topside, almost a mirror image, but a little bit more of a turn upfield. You know, when you're that big, you're that strong, you're that fast, might as well do that.
So Dallas comes into the Mile High City and they knock off the Denver Outlaws. That is not something that is easily done. And you know, to the point that you made, when Denver lost Chris Cloutier, they offensively seemed to change their DNA a little bit.
Right, and it's interesting because earlier I said Cloutier was handling the ball a little bit too much, but it's hard to change on a dime like that. If what you've been doing the whole game is one thing, and then all of a sudden he's out of the game, you've got to figure out who's going to be the guy handling the ball. Here's the goal of the game. Reeves on his move top side with that left-handed rocket back near side. And sealed it.
That's the Powerade player of the game. Ben Reeves gets the Powerade play of the game. He also is the Coca-Cola player of the game. And there's a good look at him as the Dallas Rattlers, formerly the Rochester Rattlers, come into Denver Broncos Stadium at Mile High and do what a lot of teams have a tough time doing, and that's knocking off the Denver Outlaws at home.
That's a big win. Nice gut check for them as well. I'm sure when these guys get back from the World Games, they're going to be pretty pumped that their teammates stepped up and came back. They were down almost the entire game, came back to tie it up late, but that's a nice win for the Dallas Rattlers.
Yeah, they're gonna get a big boost because they're gonna get 7 players back. The Outlaws are gonna get 8 players back. It might actually only be 7 players back for the Denver Outlaws. We're gonna have to see just how serious that knee injury is to Jack Kelly. As Ben Reeves is going to join us now, the Coca-Cola player of the game. Ben, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Take us through that last goal.
Yeah, we drew up a dodge from up top, and we were just exchanging back at X, and I caught it with a full head of steam and just tried to turn the corner.
Ben, I was watching your whole game. I felt like you could have done that more throughout the game. Do you think as your career goes on that you'll maybe initiate a little bit more? Because you look unstoppable from up here.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of great players who can make a lot of great offensive plays, so I'm just trying to, a lot of guys are making plays, so I didn't feel it necessary.
I guess not. You got the game winner at the end. That was awesome.
Yeah.
So, Ben, molecular, cellular, developmental biology, those are your majors. Tell us a little bit about your summer and what you're going to be doing in the off-season as you have some big things planned.
Yeah, so I'll be at the Yale Hospital this upcoming year doing research and kind of working in the clinic and shadowing, and then I'm applying to medical school right now, so we'll see.
All right, thank you very much, our Coca-Cola player of the game.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much. That was Ben Reeves as he gets the game winner for the Dallas Rattlers. They win 13-12 over the Denver Outlaws. And you start taking a look at those standings. Dallas now improves to 10-2. They're on a 7-0 run. Chesapeake is at 8-3. Denver falls to 7-5. And then Charlotte, who Denver has beaten twice, is at 7-6. And we'll go back down to the field with the coach. And Coach, a big win for you guys coming in here to Mile High City and getting a win. Not a lot of teams are able to pull that off. You guys were fighting, kicking, and scratching all game long.
Yeah, it was, really well-played lacrosse game. Both ways. That was as competitive a game as you can see in the MLL. So it was a lot on the line on that game, for both teams. So it was a fun game to participate in, and I'm glad we ended on the right side of that one.
Hey, Coach, I thought McNamara and McIntosh played awesome in that fourth quarter. They're really stepping up. Is that going to help with you guys going forward when you get your main pieces back, having those guys have to step up?
They've played well all season. McIntosh had a little bit of a issue with his ribs, so he was out for a couple games. But Turbo McNamara, has been great all season. It was just he struggled a little bit in the first quarter, and they just kind of you just got to play through it, right? And good shooter shoot, and he finally felt his groove. So
had to feel good with Ben Reeves getting the ball at the end there, doing what you probably want him to do all game long, right?
Yeah, I think there's no bigger motivator than if we go into overtime, you're going to miss your flight, buddy. So he, that's why you saw him run off the field. So he's got, I think in the end it's we just ask him a lot, and Zach Greer and Ben in the end, two big goals for us, and that's a huge goal by Reeves. So especially missing Jordan Wolf, that's the leadership we expected out of him today. So.
All right, Coach. Well, thank you very much. Safe travels home. We'll let you get out of here so you don't miss your flight.
I'm good. Just Ben Reeves is not. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach. That was Dallas head coach Bill Warder joining us as the Dallas Rattlers come into the Mile High City, and they're able to knock off the Denver Outlaws. So once again, our final score from Denver, Bronco Stadium at Mile High. The Dallas Rattlers come in and knock off the Denver Outlaws 13-12. And for Brian Langtree and our entire crew, I'm Ron Zwerin. Thanks for watching Major League Lacrosse on ESPN+. This game has been a presentation of Lax Sports Network. And for more on this game, including post-game interviews, highlights, and analysis, go to the LSN app or laxsportsnetwork.com for the Lacrosse Now post-game show.